Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. How have you changed, my bovine babies? Well, let's find out, shall we? Oh, the card's a little messy, can't have that. OCD kicking in. Make that nice tidy. I'll tell you what we're going to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at like who you were then and who you are now, and lesson that you haven't fully learned or mastered yet, but the lesson that you have fully learned and mastered. And I'm going to do it with some really unique cards. So to look at like who you were then, we're going to break that down into two things. The first thing is going to be like, what is the angel guide that was around you? And sort of like a bit like the topic of it, like, well, here we have brilliant ideas. So maybe it's like actualizing a really good idea, taking the steps to make it happen, right? Like, so your guide then would have been Archangel Uriel as an example. And then we're going to go into the fairies. The fairies just knocked over the archangels. That's quite sassy. We're going to go into the fairies and see what the challenge or challenges were. Kind of in in alignment with using that angel guidance, right? So that applies both in the then and the now for who you were and who you are now. So then you'll see what angel you're working with now, what kind of challenge or challenges you face. And I'm going to use the same decks to look at the lessons that you haven't fully learned, just still working on it, and the one that you have. And I'm going to use my teeny tiny witch tarot to kind of add to it. So that's it. It's fun. All right, Taurus. This deck wants to be shuffled this way and only that way. All right, so how Taurus has changed. They were then, now, lesson not fully learned, and lesson fully learned. Take back your power wanted to come out. So that might have been something that you were learning in the past. Self-empowerment. Retrieve your power in areas where you had given that up. Then, clear your space. Get rid of clutter. Clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. Archangel Jophiel. This could be something like very, very practical in terms, well, that's interesting because Taurus with the second house is I possess, right? Aries with the first house is I am. So Taurus is I possess. So these could be things that you have kind of like, I guess, accumulated, added, like the physical things that you've added in your life that, and these could include relationships too. But it's almost like, because it has a value, or it's in your physical space, it feels like it gives you a value. You start connecting your value to things around you, as opposed to just, having that on its own. I want to also say that there's a recognition here that you were working through in terms of like all physical things having an energy, having a source of energy. How they feel. Like, does it feel okay? Maybe, sort of recognizing that, it could get down to people too, or physical things or places that were not conducive to your energy feeling or being good. And even the Feng Shui, it's understanding how these energies work. It feels really good holding this in your reading. I think I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, it feels really good. So, I don't know. Maybe that's connected. That's funny. I'm going to keep holding on to this for your reading. I'm going to keep going here. Angel that you have with you now. Leadership. Archangel Gabriel. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position. And lovingly guide others. So you're stepping into a leadership role, Taurus. You are stepping into a leadership role, my friends. And this is a position of power. How that's a position of power, I don't know. Some of it could be something spiritual. It could be starting a group. I'm seeing somebody starting like some sort of a social media group based around, some sort of spiritualism or spiritual practice or belief system. And this is kind of your thing. You're starting it, right? So you're running it, you're leading it. I'm thinking like way back when I had Facebook. I totally forgot about this. I had started a Mandela Effect Facebook page. It doesn't exist now because I got rid of all my Facebook stuff years ago. I think I had like 600 to 800 people on that. It's kind of funny right now. I have like 160,000 people on here, but I know, I like, right? There's a sense of responsibility because when you create something too, I don't remember. Oh, I think I let someone else take it over. I think that's what I did. But I don't know why I'm getting that. So there might be something that you're going to be doing on social media. This could be a new job opportunity too, where you are taking on some sort of a leadership role here. Leadership can come in many forms. It can come in people being responsible to you to perform a certain way or complete certain tasks, and you being the one that they need to be accountable towards. It could be leading, like in teaching in some way, like, right, like, and lovingly guide others. I mean, I want to say that that's the key here, that this is something that comes from your heart. There's no ego in this leadership. And because there's no ego in this leadership, sometimes you do also have to say things that, you know, that people may not like to hear. And you're like, well, how does that? No, it's true. Because if you're coming from your heart, like, right, if you want people to be okay with what you say, that is also like to serve your ego a little bit. And I think that's a natural way of trying to also have harmony in groups at times. Like there is a give and take in that. I think that is a natural state of being, like to utilize it sometimes. But in this, because this is a leadership role for you, lovingly guide others. So like you may have to deliver hard news, tough news. You might have to tell your sales group that, you know, we've always had to perform at 15%. Now we need to perform at 25. But I'm here for you. I know what it's. I'll help you. There's kindness there, Taurus. Okay, what you haven't fully learned. I'm not showing you these yet. Oh. Okay, and what have you fully learned? Like it. That's going to actually, what you fully learned is going to help you get through what you're still mastering. So that's nice. Patience is at the bottom. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. I gotta put this down because I have to keep shuffling. I got a blue one too. I can't remember what this one is called. I don't even remember what this one is called. I'm bad with that. I know, right? I just read cards, man. I'm literally just a receiver. I'm like an antenna. Don't look to me as an example to lead a great life. I was just the antenna, my friends. Okay. We're going to see how challenge is connected to each of these. The challenge that you are facing will be challenge facing with clear your space. Purity. Yep, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. Purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart and within it you will find the answer to your question. You know, I think the biggest thing that you had to clear out here was things associated. How do we describe this? It's like, okay, if you feel a certain way about something and you've been taught that feeling that certain way isn't necessarily acceptable, or yeah, I mean, that's just let's keep it very general and simple. That's not acceptable. So then you start to learn, like you start to recognize that and you start to shift your thinking. And then before you know it, like over time, You question how you feel about things. You question why something makes you feel a certain way. And then you don't trust in that. So there's kind of like a sense of regaining the trust in your feelings, like clearing the clutter within your heart, clearing the clutter within your soul. And then like by doing that, you're finding the purity of your heart, and that the things that you feel towards any number of things is legitimate for you. So now you're about to become a leader. Are you ready? What's the challenge in this? Oh my gosh, pure intentions. What was I talking about? And lovingly guide others. That was coming up with like, really like no ego there. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. I love that, because what you're working with, the challenge you're working with now, actually, it's appearing in your whole reading. Okay, what you were working on before is kind of the support mechanism for what you're working on now. Like clearing your heart, purifying your heart, getting rid of any things that clutter it, that are not, they're not the right things for you. And then now it is leadership. And I feel like this leadership could be more about even just in your own life. Like it's got a very, I want to say, yeah, because I think to me the Emperor is like self-leadership, self-governance. Because too, that's connected with Aries, and that is of the self. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Taurus, the Hierophant. I know it's your reading, but we all embody these energies at different times. And to me, the Hierophant too, because there's always other people in the card with the Hierophant, is leading others, right? There's definitely, this leadership is first and foremost of yourself and what your pure intentions are. And this could be by lovingly guiding others. It's by an example, by being the example. Oh, my stone back. So, lesson not fully learned. That's odd. Let's see how that connects. Okay. Wow, it's crazy how these two connect. I'm going to show you now what you've got for your lessons here. Lost and found is at the bottom. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. I kind of feel like that might have something to do with the purity of your heart. Now, look at the lesson that you're still mastering. You are safe. So you have Archangel. Oh, did I tell you the Archangels? Jophiel was your clear your space. Gabriel was your leadership. And here you have Archangel Michael. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So you're okay. So this is something that you don't always feel comfortable in. You don't always trust it. You're not sure. Maybe you've had a very unstable life for the most part, or maybe it often feels like the rug gets pulled out from under you. But, you know, so I don't know what to say to that. You got to work that out yourself, you know. This is so you're still working on, like, feeling like you're okay. Like, at the end of the day, you are. I think I'm with you on this one. Because then I think about, well, there's lots of bad things that happen to people all over the world. They're not very safe. But you are. So, but you are, though. For whatever reason you are. In this lifetime or this moment in time, you are safe and you are protected. Now, what I find interesting is the lesson that you have fully learned and how it's going to help support you through this is breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. And, you know, even if there was a lot of instability in your life in the past, doesn't mean that there is in the future. And I think breathing is a really great way. It's just a great exercise to engage in when we feel anxious, when we feel worried. You start engaging with the breath, and it becomes the most important. As long as you have the breath, you're okay. You're fine. Everything is okay. So there could be even meditation here. Frequency. Now I understand the fairy card that came out with you are safe. Frequency, shifting your frequencies. Because you got the music card with you are safe, what you're still working on here. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Connecting this with breathe and you are safe, because I think your lessons learned are supporting what you're working through. And I think breath is very important. And I think of breath, I think of meditation, I think of mindfulness, all things kind of like associated with that. So I'm thinking of like frequencies. Why am I don't know why, like different hertz, different frequencies of sounds that you can listen to calm your mind. Because to feel safe is often a thought, right? Like it's associated with how the mind is viewing things and feeling about things and thinking things. I do want to say that there is something important for you, obviously, though, in the lyrics of music. If you think a song is trying to tell you something, it probably is. And that's a way for the angels to communicate with you. So you know that you're safe. So if you need to take a hard left in something that you're doing, because you won't be safe if you keep moving forward, you're going to get a message about it. Like you're going to get a message about it. So you'll be fine. If you're on the right path and you're not sure about that, you're going to get a message to kind of confirm it for you. And I do feel like even different types of music, like everything from classical music to jazz to pop to rock, heavy metal, all of these are energies that you can utilize at different times depending on how you're feeling and how maybe safe you're feeling. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling not so confident? Now, the fairy card that came out with breathe is really cool. You got wish wisely. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's like when you blow out your candles, right? You make a wish wisely. With breathe, with breath. That's amazing. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. I'm going to say right now, I'm getting a very strong message for you, and I think it's timely. We're in Aries. We just hit Aries season. I think it's the first, it's like cuspy. You're next. What happens in your season? Your birthday. There's something here about that for you because you've mastered something. You can use your breath for wishes like candle magic. So think about that. But use it wisely, right? Use it wisely. And when I say that, that means for the higher good of yourself and everyone else. You should never wish a particular person. Oh my God, I saw a video. I just have to hold myself back sometimes. I see this shit on YouTube. And this person was like, how to manifest a specific person. And I was tempted to click on it just to get into the comments. And I thought, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to help the algorithm support it because it's toxic. You can't do that. You could be wishing something against somebody else's will, right? So this has to be something for you. If let's say there is a person that you really, really want in your life. If it was something like that, okay, just don't wish for the person, wish for the characteristics. That's all I'm going to say. Don't wish for an individual, wish for the characteristics. And you can kind of put that in most things, and it gives the universe wiggle room to provide for you the best thing possible in all those characteristics. You can use your breath to wish wisely. I feel like you can also use your breath, like if you have any breathing practices that you engage in right now, that is also a very powerful time for you. Perhaps even singing, because music is connected to what you haven't fully learned. And thinking about breath, there's a lot of breath work in singing, using your diaphragm. You can sing yourself to safety. If you think about every movie, I'm sorry, my face is like so dry right here. I put so much cream because I had a dental appointment. So I'm touching it like an hour and 15 minutes with your mouth open and pride. It's just, but you know, if you think about, like, I'm seeing Ichabod Crane, like going through that dark forest and like, I can't whistle with the things in my mouth. Ooh, I can sort of. I have to reprogram myself how to whistle. But like kind of whistling a tune in an uncomfortable space. There's something that you can do. I feel like with breath and music, you can sing yourself to a higher frequency or vibration. And you don't have to be a good singer. You can just do it. Sing yourself a little tune. You have quite a bit of power in that, Taurus. Isn't that interesting? Because that's the throat chakra. Taurus, the throat chakra, you. Express yourself in song. All right, little tarots. That sounded like little terrors. Okay, clear your space. Clear your space. Get rid of clutter. Clear the energy around you. Use feng shui. Oh, the Ace of Cups. Oh yeah, is finding the truth, the clarity, the purity of your heart. And you go into purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. If you, let's say, if you love something, let's say you love something or you love someone, and there's something built up around that or that person, and that all comes away, and it's just the rawness of what it was or who they were, and you still love it or you still love them, that is like, that's so pure. That is the absolute purity. So I don't know why I'm seeing this. It's very specific, but it's just a metaphorical example. I'm seeing like a professional golfer. I don't know why golfer. I don't know if this played out for somebody or is going to. Maybe it's a prediction because I'm seeing it. Maybe it's a golfer who's a Taurus. I'm seeing a golfer who's a Taurus. It's a man, and he's quite accomplished. He's won many, I don't know what. I like to golf, but just, anyways, I don't know what they win. He won a lot of things and money, very prestigious, and has what many might kind of consider a trophy wife. Beautiful woman, seems, just dotes on him, and anyways, he should dote on her too. But I'm seeing like people maybe not thinking that's pure, that there's a purity there. And a lot of times it might not be, but I'm sure many times it is. And something happens. I don't know what happens. I'm seeing an injury. I hope I'm not predicting something for some famous golfer. I'm seeing like an injury. And like a lot of the prestige is gone. Even like this, I'm just thinking like golfers too, they tend to be really like in good shape. You see them like, they got strong shoulders, thin waists, and really, but it's almost like a little bit decrepit, becoming a little bit decrepit. And that is even something that you could witness in old age too. Like if somebody had some sort of prestige through work and then as people can become older and that person still is loved by someone. So I feel like I honestly feel like I'm predicting something for a golfer in that sense. And if they do have a trophy wife, or what people see as a trophy wife, this person, like when everything is stripped away, I'm seeing like from that man, when everything is stripped away from him, she still loves him. And that's pure, right? Like that's the purity of it all. And the Fool, you know, isn't that actually like I didn't even look at the cards that came out for that purity card, but that is pure. Like everything else is gone, but the only thing that exists is love. Justice, wow, that's beautiful. The King of Pentacles, wow, there's that prestige. And the Knight of Pentacles. Now this is kind of beautiful too, because this actually looks like the energy of when you have nothing and somebody loves you. I think that nice. When you have nothing with the Fool and Justice. Yeah, but after that comes the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So it is loving somebody just for who they are. It is loving something just for what it is. That's really beautiful. So leadership, that's what you have now. Oh, the Seven of Wands. This, I want to say, this is something, okay, this is more than just self-leadership. And this is something that you might be apprehensive about. You don't want anybody looking at you to first leadership. Take back. Interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more about this leadership that Taurus has with the Seven of Wands. The King of Wands. Yeah, no, I gotta do my own thing, bitches. Oh, the Three of Swords. Oh, the Four of Wands. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. That's an interesting dynamic. Seven of Wands, King of Wands. That is 100% absolutely my own leader. Nobody can hold me back. I got to do my thing my way. It's, you know, yeah, like it is. But then the Three of Swords. And the Four of Wands, though, comes in. This is a leadership shift. This is going from being your own self-leader. So I don't know if that's something that you're already engaged in or you're about to develop. Either way, it develops further into some kind of like union where others are included. Because I'm hearing 1 is the loneliest number that you ever hear. Or no, or something like that. 2 can be as bad as 1. It's still. Oh, what is that song? Oh my God, music. I don't know. Take that. Something about that. Something about that for you. That's an old song. So yeah, that's a leadership transformation. You're not playing with the remote. What is he doing, my friends? What is he doing? Was he hiding under the robe? What's he doing with his hand under there? I'll tell you what he's doing. Not what you think. He's hiding the remote control because he wants to control it. He doesn't want anybody else. But that's not fun. Seeing with the remote control by yourself. Union. So, pure intention. Your intentions need to be pure. The highest good of all. What do you got here? You got the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Well, this is an interesting intention. Your energy all over this, I possess. Because the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. My goodness, Taurus. I gotta say, this is something in work. But what's your intention with the Knight of Wands, right? Like, that's what you have to work on here. Is is to make union with energies, to produce union with your energy, because you have a strong leadership. It's work. It's some sort of work opportunity. 8 of Pentacles, the Ace. It's maybe getting a raise, getting a promotion. But the Knight of Wands, he's for himself there. And maybe in some ways, because I want to say you have to sometimes be, you're looking out for yourself. Somebody else is going to most of the time. So you do still have to sometimes, and maybe that is part of this. Why is the Knight of Wands here? The Emperor and the 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to say because you either work for or you've worked for someone whose interests were only their own. Don't take that on. Don't be that person. Be careful with it, that's all, right? All right, so now we're going to go over to your lessons. You are safe and music. You are safe and music. Temperance, the King of Cups and the 10 of Swords. The only thing that's going to make you feel unsafe is your ego and how it's been defeated in different ways in life here. I'm seeing with Temperance and the King of Cups, it just feels like the deeper part of you and your emotions, that's always safe. It alchemizes, it changes, it balances out, but it's always the ego, right? And we talked about frequency to help the mind. Help the mind know that you're safe. This could be how you feel around people as well. If your emotions are safe with people. And maybe it's because, maybe of the 10 of Swords, like maybe you feel, I don't know, if there's been rejection. I think we've all been rejected in different ways, in different times. And if there's been types of rejection that maybe feeling kind of like personal about it. Well, what is it about me? Why? Maybe what is it about them? That's the Aries in me. So think about them. Think about the Aries, them. Always them. No, not. Okay. The lesson that you fully learned is to breathe wisely. Breathe and wish wisely. Breathe and wish wisely. The Lovers. The Lovers. The Knight of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. Well, be careful what you wish for. I'm going to tell you right now. Because you might have more than one option. If it's people. If it's lovers. If you're making a wish, you be careful. Why you got the 2 of Pentacles here? Right, with the Lovers, and that's about making a choice. The Page of Swords and the Chariot. But this is what you've mastered. Maybe you've already done that. I'm seeing like with Page of Swords and the Chariot feels like active discernment. Like taking a second and stepping back and really looking at what your options are. And then moving towards them. Because I think in this lesson that you've learned here, it has something to do with wishing for something. So manifest your heart's desires. What was your heart's desires in the past? Because your heart was being cleared, cleaned, cleansed, purified. And that's how you've learned this lesson. Temperance and the King of Cups. Now there's the purity of heart with the 10 of Swords. It's like a major defeat in ego self. And through that, the purity of self is found. What lost and found? Patience. And then what's this lost and found? What did you lose that's... What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found here. What was lost for Taurus and is about to be found? Oh my God, the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. A place for your heart to rest. Like an emotional habitat. Interesting channeling. An emotional habitat. Because this is a detachment and disappointment. Well, I hope that's not what you lost in your... No. Patience. I don't think so. Not with the lesson that you've learned here. With patience. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you. Oh, the World. Wow. That's interesting. So that's like closing something off. Closing something off so that a new beginning can start. The Hanged Man, the 2 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. So sorry, I'm getting something here. I'm trying to understand it. Coming in about this wishing wisely. And it's connecting to, like, you know, I said you shouldn't wish for a specific person because that's not necessarily in alignment with somebody else's free will. I don't know why that's coming in. I don't know. So the Hanged Man, the 2 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Maybe it's because it has something to do with this, right? Like this is like observing something and being like not really sure how to approach it or what to do to move forward. And then with the 6 of Cups, I don't know, you could actually cut out, with the 5 of Swords, cut things out, cut people out from your past. After careful observation, there seems nothing else to do but to cut this out. Now a really interesting reading. This is kind of deep. I'm going to go do the extended Taurus. In the extended, I'm going to use the archetype deck. I'm going to look at how you're transforming. Like what archetypal energy in you right now is transforming. And then I'm going to look at a future you, the future you, or an archetypal energy that you strongly embody in the future. That's what I got. So thank you so much, bovine babies. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.